Just share the link whenever you've started. They're already up. Alright, and we are back now. Let's go to the grid again. Pushra on P1, Azul on P2, Epic on P3, Redstone on P4, and the rest of them who didn't send a lap: Jin, Abhi, VFX, Quick Killer, Nukshan, and Utkarsh. We're on the formation lap right now as we wait for all of them to line up on the grid for the restart. We have a few drivers, but should be an interesting one. Everyone's quick as hell. So we have a couple of interesting tire choices in the top 10. We have Azun and Epic P2, P3 on the softs and Jin on the hards. Jin is a tire whisperer. Let's see how long he goes with those hards. Even though on this track you can do mediums to softs pretty comfortably, maybe he knows something I don't for choosing the hards. And P10 Utkarsh is on the softs, everyone else on the mediums. So we are just about ready to go as Hushraf kicks away the bollards in his formation lap.
Vintage, I might take a minute or two more. If you can just take us through the restart, I'll join as soon as I can.
Done, done. So everyone's lined up on the grid. Wait for the 5 lights to go out and it's green. Azun has a good start. Epic Brothers tries to get Hushav on the first corner. I think he does get him back. And he leaves the track. Still fighting Husha for the first position. Goes side by side with Epic, but has to back out. Azun meanwhile taking advantage of this battle ahead of him. Redstone following pretty closely. So Epic has gained 2 positions on the restart, while Hushav and Azun have lost a position each. Quick Killer gained 2 positions. Noobshan gains 1 and Abhishek gains 3 positions. So we don't have DRS for the first 2 laps, and without it, unless you have really high wings, it's really difficult to overtake on this track. Jin struggling a bit on the hard tires here. Quick Killer is raring to go, but can't do so on this section. And Hushraf losing a lot of time suddenly behind Epic. He doesn't seem to have any damage. Maybe he had a mistake. Noobshan makes a move on. No, VFix loses 2 positions. Does he have damage? Yes, he does. VFix does have damage. We missed that. So we wait for another lap before DRS is enabled and we can get some action on track. Utkarsh has also quit. I think he also had a wing change. Maybe Utkarsh and VFix had an incident that we missed on. Azun and Redstone staying within the DRS zones of each other respectively. Let's see what happens on the next lap. Redstone trying to deplete his DRS in an attempt to stay within 1 second of Azun.
Alright, I'm back, Vintage, and thank you for taking over the comms for lap and a half. And I can see VFX has pitted, so has Utkarsh. So something untoward happening to them. Hustrov getting off the line, but then I think Epic Brothers took the lead into turn 1. Let's see if Azun can actually mount a challenge on Hustrov now that DRS will be enabled on the next lap. And let's see if Quick Killer can get Jin, who seems to be struggling on those hearts. That is expected. I think he might be under attack here from the Red Bull of Quick Killer. So let's see what Quick Killer can do. And yeah, interestingly, VFX and Jin both opting for the hearts. I can understand why VFX opted for them. He might not want to pit again at all if there is no safety cars. But Jin doing that, and considering you said that a softs to mediums or a mediums to softs is possible on this track, I'm a little bit unsure why he's chosen this strat. But let's see, Quick Killer on the back of Jin. He has the rear wing wide open and he is gaining on Jin, but not enough. Maybe on the second back straight is when an overtake will happen. Meanwhile, Azun on the back of Hushrav, who is lost a lot of pace, a lot of ground rather, to Epic Brothers. Let's see what Azun can do here first, and then we'll go back to the battle between Quick Killer. Here goes Azun. Is he going to go down the inside? He tries to go for a move, has a little bit of a look, but does not happen right now, and Quick Killer stays behind as well. So good traction from both of them.
I think both of these guys who are chasing Hushrav and Jin are running very high wings. I think they didn't get so much of a straight line speed because those DRS zones, as you said, are very potent.
Yeah, indeed. So maybe a setup difference is why Azun has stayed where he is and why Quick Killer has stayed where he is. But let's see what happens here in the next few laps. Hushrav still at a respectable position in P2 and on, you can say, the alternate and the better strategy. As long as the gap to Epic Brothers does not increase by a lot of seconds, as Utkarsh already a 3-second time penalty on the third lap itself. So it will be interesting to see the gap between Khusrav and Epic Brothers. And
so Malav, who do you think will be the podium finishers in this race?
I think it's gonna be Epic Brothers, Khusrav, and I mean, I know I want to say VFix, but then if there's no safety car, it will be difficult for him to claw his way back into this one. So I'll go for Redstone, but let's see what Azun and.
I think considering how Redstone has a reputation of spoiling his own races, I think Jin should be on the podium.
See, he does that a lot, I know, Redstone, but yeah. I hope that the Division 1 race is good for him. Here goes Quick Killer from a long way back, and for a moment I thought he will go for a move just like Max Verstappen did in this very corner versus Lewis Hamilton on lap 1.
He will get him on
the back straight, but first here goes Azun round the outside, and I think that's a good defense from Khusrav to keep his car in P2. Now Quick Killer on the back of Jin, and once again Jin has stayed in front, so not working out right now. And B has stayed behind Noobshan as well. So I'm not sure if you have seen any overtake yet. It's just a second lap with DRS, but we have not seen.
The only overtake that we had was from Epic Brothers on the first corner.
Yeah, that's it. And we have not seen any overtake on the backstraight, at least with the help of DRS. Maybe as the tires go off in the next few laps, especially for the soft runners. There are just 2 of them, and look at that, Khusrav now clawing back some time on Epic Brothers. So maybe it's the time of that race where the mediums are already beginning to become the faster tire.
Yeah, about lap 6 they're about equal on pace. Lap 5, lap 6, and someone has had a spin. Is that Azun?
Oh, that's Azun. Oh my god, and he has lost his complete front wing. So that brings Jin and Quick Killer both into equation. Look at him, he has to almost come to a standstill so that he does not impede any other races. And now Quick Killer once again behind Jin, and he has completely, look at the battery he has. It's a full battery for Quick Killer, and he's not using that at all. He's still trying to tuck behind Jin, but I think Jin is making him slower rather than faster. Does he go for a move? No, he does not. Stays behind.
But I think Quick Killer's playing the smart game here. He wants Jin to deplete his ERS completely under DRS, so that whenever he decides to make a move, it'll be it.
Yeah, and look at that. What happened to Epic Brothers in all that? He lost his lead, and he also lost P2.
I think he's had a moment somewhere. Very easy to have a moment in Abu Dhabi. Yesterday I was leaving the race for 2 laps, and suddenly I have a moment. So that kind of a track.
Currently watching Quick Killer and Epic Brother, Quick Killer and Jin once again, and once again Jin has stayed in front, and Noobshan makes his way through, or does he? Quick Killer tries to rank it around the outside. It will turn to the inside for the next corner, and is not lost a place, Quick Killer, but almost lost his whole car there. That is a good battle. VFix and Utkarsh challenging each other, and VFix just about gets it front, cuts the last part of the chicane to some extent, so I'm not sure if that gave him a warning. But he's definitely up a position in P9, and this is not where he needs to be, you know. He needs that P8, and right now he's not P8, so this is not, he really needs a safety car right now, because everyone else is going to pit once. Azun has pitted, by the way, and that is his front wing change for Azun. And Quick Killer, for what seems like the millionth time this race, can he finally get past Jin? He's looking really good right now. Will get a good traction out of that hairpin, but Jin now, yeah, I think this time is the time. Quick Killer using his battery as well as DRS to good effect, and flies past Jin. So that is Quick Killer up into P5 on his medium tires, and let's see if Noobshan can put some pressure on Jin, who seems to be locking up the kind of movement his front left had. But can Jin come back at him? No, he really can't do that, and I think he'll stay in P5 for now.
Where you can come back on the second DRS zone if you really placed your car well, but I think because of his hard tires he wasn't able to get off the corner well before the straight.
Yeah, and look at that, VFix back up into P8, and behind him Azun is pitted on a set of mediums, so that means Azun will have one more stop to go, and VFix now does have that cushion. So that means that as things stand, Ferrari will win the Constructors' Championship. Epic Brothers trying to challenge Redstone up here, and Epic Brothers desperately wants to make up that position before he finally decides to pit, which will be quite early as compared to other people in the race, but that's the strategy he has chosen for. and let's see what kind of attack he mounts on the Aston Martin of Redstone Dub.
Yeah, I mean he will only be able to get close on the DRS zone because his tires would have been getting older each lap, the soft compared to the mediums. Let's see what he does. Redstone is no slow driver.
Yeah, getting a decent exit, I think, and does not have a lot of battery to play with. Redstone Dub defends the inside line, not choosing to give any sort of tow to Epic Brothers, and you can see Epic Brothers closing a little bit. This time he closes a lot. Does he go for a lunge down the inside? No, he does not. Stays behind, almost avoids running into the back of the Aston Martin, and on the second DRS tote, it seems like Redstone Dub had a good exit out of that corner, and I'm not sure if Epic Brothers is going to be anywhere close. Yeah, there you go. The red light is blinking on the Aston Martin, but Redstone Dub keeps in front and up ahead.
But just look at the straight line speed superiority that Redstone had on his setup compared to Epic. Even with the red light blinking and the DRS, he stayed ahead.
Yeah, he did stay ahead, so that means that he did have a good exit as well out of the chicane, but that also probably suggests that his setup is allowing him to stay in front. Here goes Noobshan trying to go round the outside of Quick Jin, but Jin placing his car very well there and is frustrating Noobshan to no end. Ahead, Quick Killer, while overtaken, Jin has not really driven off into the distance, which is also giving Jin a bit of DRS or at least slipstream to defend. So it will be frustrating for Noobshan if Jin continues to get DRS from the Red Bull ahead, but such is the nature of the sport that you have to be frustrated sometimes to finally get a good result. Jin once again within that 1 second window, that means he will get the DRS on the
next
two back straights. Let's see what Epic Brothers has in store. I think once again Redstone Dub, look at him, he's completely to the left of the track and then finally covers off by coming onto the back on the racing line. His red light is flashing once again. Can Epic Brothers have some kind of an answer to him right now? I think this time he had a decent exit and red light is flashing once again. Behind, Noobshan and Jin are battling. We're staying ahead with this battle between Epic Brothers and Redstone Dub. Epic Brothers finally ahead and Redstone Dub tries to defend, but Epic Brothers has stayed out in front. And these battle between Jin and Noobshan. Does Jin pull out to get a move done? No, he does not, and eventually loses a place to Noobshan, who will now set off against his former teammate from this season. Remember, Noobshan was in the Red Bull and him and Quick Killer were teammates before Nishan moved as a reserve driver. So it will be interesting to see how this battle pans out now.
So I think Epic should pit in a lap or two now. VFX is actually closing in on Abhi, even on the hard tires. I think Abhi, as usual, is taking it slow and steady.
Yeah, probably the only word which comes to my mind when I spectate Abhi, when I see his races, is chilled. He's so calm, he's so... I mean, it's almost like he doesn't care what happens. He's doing his own thing and usually gets good results as well.
Yeah, I'm always on a party with him and he doesn't qualify well so that there are no incidents at the start. He always wants to be at the back.
Right, he just watches the carnage unfold in front of him and picks up positions. A few positions on the race start, a few positions somewhere in the race when incidents happen, and overall a very, very decent driver. Has got good pace as well. Not the fastest around, but because of his racecraft and because of his temperament, he's able to get good results. Let's see what Noobshan does now. He's closing, he's very, very close, and he tries to go round the outside. Quick Killer, that's a good defensive move, but on the second back straight,
Noobshan will get him.
Yeah, Noobshan has a lot of battery and Quick Killer has some of it, but once again Quick Killer getting a good exit out of that corner. Noobshan is not close enough. I don't think he'll go for a move unless Quick Killer leaves the space wide open. Noobshan tries to go down the inside, and well managed in terms of braking, because there was a brief moment where I thought Noobshan would not make the corner and make contact with Quick Killer, but well done to him and Quick Killer both for some good racing here.
Yeah.
Right, up ahead the gap is 6.5 seconds almost. Hostrov has just started another lap. Let's see if Epic Brothers finally pits. Yes, he does. Right on cue. Epic Brothers is in the pits, so he's the only soft runner right now. and I'm pretty sure he's going to go for a set of mediums here. Those mediums will easily last the 18 laps which are left in this race, and Quick Killer has DNF'd. I just saw the corner of my eye. That could be a safety car, and it is.
It is.
Wow. He just lost traction coming out of the final corner.
Epic Brothers massively.
It does. It helps him massively. He's out in P6. And without having a pit stop to make, let's see what VFix does. Is he going to pit for a set of mediums from here on? I think he is. Yeah, there you go. In the pits goes VFix.
He'd be too slow on the hards when everyone's on.
Yes, so VFix is in. I think Utkarsh is a long way back, but he will be pitting as well. And it's the medium runners who probably are in a bit of a fix here, because Jin can pit on for a set of mediums, but everyone else who has started the race on the mediums now, they are in a bit of a fix. If they pit on hards, they'll not be as competitive. Azun is in the pits for another set of mediums. So yeah, if they pit on hards, they will not be competitive. The softs won't last. They can't pit on another set of mediums. So
it seems like this was really the L plan for Jin, to go for the hards. If there's a safety car, I can just go on the fresh medium.
Yeah, the hards just opened up a few possibilities. So as the soft, which is why, while a lot of people prefer, including me, prefer that alternate strategy starting on the mediums, but it is so difficult to get the timing right because safety car could be deployed at any moment. Utkarsh in the pits as well, and it's so crucial for him that the safety car came out because he was about to be lapped. Look at where Hushrav is in the third sector, and this just neutralizes the race and allows Utkarsh to be on the lead lap. Utkarsh, I am assuming to be on a set of... No, he's on the set of softs. What? Why? He's just trying to have some fun here. And he's going to set of softs. Hushrav is in the pits. Redstone is in. Noobshan and Jin both are in. It will be interesting to see Hushrav on the hards. I mean, he was...
compromises this race a bit.
Yeah, and he really didn't have a choice here. So I understand why he's on the hards. Redstone Dup is on hards as well. Noobshan on softs.
So if there's one person who can drive the softs till the last of their lives, is Noobshan. I've seen him do that a couple of races
look at that. Jin and Abhi have to double stack. Abhi's on the softs as well. Wow, Abhi on the softs. Jin on the softs. Jin on the mediums. But Noobshan and Abhi as well as Utkarsh on those red marked soft tires. That would be... It would be really interesting to see what kind of progress they can make through this race now.
I don't think even if you consider 2 laps under the safety car, you can do 16 under the soft. So Noobshan, Abhi and Utkarsh will have to pit again. I mean, that's what
I mean, if they do 17 laps on those softs, including a couple in the safety car, what happened there with Redstone? Whoa! He just lost 2 positions, I think, and yeah, there he's gaining those back. I'm not entirely sure what happened. Yeah, lucky there's a safety car. I thought for a moment that he had a spin or something, which he very well might have had.
I think so, because he's on cold hard tires and he's a very trigger happy driver, so
right, I mean, yeah, spinning and damaging his own car under safety car is Redstone's specialty to some extent, and it is so frustrating to watch sometimes because he's such a fast driver, and from race winning positions he has lost his car and has crashed out of the race.
The first couple or 3 races of D2, it was decided that it's only going to be between him and Yash. Only because of him sabotaging his own races, Mayank came into the picture.
Yeah, and sometimes it seems like Redstone is in a race against himself, considering the pace he has. If he just keeps it on the track, he will be fine, but then it's easier said than done in some cases. But either ways, I hope to see Redstone not crashing as often next season and making a proper challenge like he did in the first part of the season. In season 7 as well. The safety car will stay out at least for 1 more lap. I think Utkarsh has pitted yet again from... Was he on the softs earlier? Not sure, but now he's on the mediums, and that's the correct strategy.
Everyone who went on hards after their mediums can just go into pits and get mediums now.
Yeah, and that's what is happening to... Yeah, that's what Hushrav is doing, but he'll lose positions because of it, and... Yeah, that's exactly what has happened. That has given the lead of the race.
Missed a trick here.
Yeah, and that has given the lead of the race to Epic Brothers. Oh, and Jin has a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. I think that was because someone pit. No, it was because Redstone and him exchanged positions. I think Redstone was ahead of him, and Jin was in AI. So I think Jin's AI overtook Redstone. That's my understanding. And as such, Jin has to serve that 5 second. I don't think he'll have to serve it because it will be applied at the end of the race unless there's a very late safety car and drivers have to pit for softs.
But I think Redstone still gets a chance to pit because the last car is really far away. I don't think it will be able to join in this lap.
Yeah, so he can pit under the safety car and it will be fine, but he'll lose a lot of positions in doing so, as have Hushra.
I think anyways he will. I mean, everyone on fresh mediums, anyways he will lose a lot of positions if he stays on the hards.
Right, so in terms of penalties, I think it is Jin with that 5 second which he recently got, and then it is Utkarsh with the 3 second time penalty which he got on lap 3. Those are the only penalties so far, and let's see what happens because this brings the pack closer together, which is always good to see. We'll again have a safety car restart, which is also sometimes really interesting because people can get a jump on each other. Tire temperatures will come into play, and in a few corners we will know if the safety car is coming in. Can see Utkarsh long way back, so if the safety car wants to wait, I think that's a chance for Redstone to actually pit.
Yes, he should. I mean, there's no other two ways about it. He should.
Right, so let's see what happens here. I think Redstone has a massive opportunity here to salvage something from the race, and the safety car seems to be staying out for at least one more lap. So Sachin, I'll be back in half a minute, but I think
sure.
Let's first see if Redstone is pitting or is he staying out. I think he's staying out at this point. He's not coming into the pits. Redstone. I saw a Haas coming in, or was he? No, he was. I think he was just pulling a dummy there. So that was Hushrav. But either way, Redstone stays out, and I'll be back in a minute.
So the safety car now waits for Utkarsh, the last car, to catch up to the pack before we go racing again. It's really worked out well for Jin and VFix to start or pit in the first lap to get hards because they are now on the optimum strategy, courtesy the safety car. Redstone, I think, has really lost out here. He should have pit when he had the chance. I don't think he'll get this chance again. And considering the drivers behind him, they are super fast, especially they're of a higher division than him. VFix, Azun, Hushrav, Noobshan. All of these drivers should get him within 5-6 laps, considering he's on the hards and they're on fresh mediums. The battle between Redstone and Abhi should be interesting if they get close because they're of the same division. Abhi is slightly slower than Redstone, but on a better set of tires than Redstone. Let's see, the stories that are panning out in this race are pretty interesting. Let's wait and watch. So Utkarsh has now caught up to the pack, so we will go racing after this lap. While everyone warms their tires up, I'm sure Redstone will have a harder time warming his tires up. So the safety car will be in this lap, the official message. I think for those of you watching who are fearful that you might miss the Jeddah qualifying, don't worry. I think this race will be over right in time. You might just miss Q3. So Epic has now let the safety car go as he waits for the safety car to get into the pits. Let's see how the restart is. We're following VFix on the safety car restart while I keep an eye on Jin, who's staying close to Epic Brothers on the safety car restart. Epic Brothers now goes and gets a decent enough gap from Jin. No, Jin is too close for comfort. All in all, a safety car restart without any incidents. Hushrav just made a place on Azun. Wow, what a move.
VFX already on the back of Redstone, who's compromised on his tires. He's trying to go on the inside, but rightly backs out.
And look at Jin, Sachin. Jin is mounting a challenge on Epic Brothers. So Jin did not have the best tires for the race in the first stint, but now it's on the same tires as everyone else. Hushrav is making a move on VFX as well. There he goes down the inside. Both of them have slipstream from the Aston Martin of Redstone up ahead, and this might end up in tears. They're going 3 wide.
Oh my god.
And Hushrav has the inside line, and he makes his way through. VFX is ahead of Redstone as well. And
So
let's
now we don't
see.
have DRS. So it's gonna
Yeah,
be
but
difficult.
VFX will have slipstream, and he'll be using his battery to full effect. Can Redstone get past VFX here? Does he go for a dive? I think he's far behind. VFX tries to go for a move. He does not. Stays in P4, which is where he needs to be. It should be absolutely fine if he finishes race P4, because he will, and Ferrari will win the Constructors' Championship at this rate. Behind, Utkarsh was challenging Abhi for some time at the safety car restart, but has now dropped off, so might have to give it a few more corners before he can challenge Abhi for P8 again.
It's really difficult to challenge Abhi because he will always keep more ERS than anybody requires. Even at the race finish, he'll have more than 50%. So to mount a challenge against him is really, really difficult.
On board with Noobshan right now, and he is behind Azun, who seems to be very, very fast as compared to Redstone. Redstone's hard tire is still not switched on, I believe. It might take a lap or two before that happens. So Azun will be under real contention for P5 right now, and up ahead Redstone, rather up ahead Epic Brothers is having some kind of a respite from Jen. So Epic Brothers has now settled in. The gap is still not more than a second, but if Epic Brothers just pushes on a little bit more, it will be. Here goes Azun on the back of Redstone. The move is coming since a while now, and Azun will have the outside line. Let's see if he's brave under the braking. He is, and he goes dancing all the way around the outside. It's a brilliant exit as well, and Redstone might be on a track from Noobshan. No, he's not. And yeah, that's move done for Azun, who's up into P5 now.
But Redstone did place his car well. It was a very good defensive position, but I think on the curb he mounted the orange bumps, which screwed up his exit. Otherwise he would have stayed ahead, at least for this lap.
Yeah, he might have stayed ahead. I did see that as well. The right-handed curb, he did mount that and had to come off the throttle so as to not unsettle his car. But either ways, he's down in P6 now and would be hoping for another safety car to salvage his race. Utkarsh is now properly getting stuck in behind Abhi, who's not far off from Noobshan here. So Abhi might still be okay even if there's no DRS. Oh, Utkarsh goes very wide through the penultimate corner and loses some time to the Alpha Tauri ahead.
So Jin just trying to do enough here to stay within a second, but I think Epic realizes that, and are they gonna be within a second of each other?
It is so close
It's
through the
so
first
close.
sector. And oh, Epic Brothers, just as we say that, has got a 3-second time
But I
penalty.
think they did pass the DRS detection zone while within a second.
And we'll know in just a few moments if Jin has DRS. And he does have DRS, Jin, so that will help him all the way long through the first
Noobshan is
and the
now
second
making a
backstretch.
move on Redstone. Noobshan on the inside, and he does that comfortably even before the braking zone. So as we predicted, Redstone is now lost all those positions, and now let's see what Abhi can do on Redstone. Redstone with the pace advantage, Abhi with the tire advantage.
Here goes Jin on the back of Epic Brothers and had to stay behind. The gap was less than 3 tenths, almost 2 tenths at a point, but he just ran out of road there, or ran out of straight, and has to stay behind for one more lap. But Jin showing real pace here, and
But
as
I
long
like
as
to see this
these
from Jin today, because I've always wanted to see him fight for the top positions. I somehow didn't. I heard a lot. Really happy to see him do this today.
Yeah, it's not often we see him battling for race wins, Jin. We all know he has the pace to do that, but for some reason or other, he has been unlucky as well this season. There was a point where I think it was 5 or 6 races, I think it was 4 or 5 races maybe, where he had not scored a single point.
Yes,
In the first few races, and that was really unfortunate for him. And now, as we say that, he has lost some time to Epic Brothers, and Epic Brothers finally putting pedal to the metal and extending the gap which he has. And I don't think, while Jin is trying as hard as he can, And you know what? If he masters the next two corners, he just mount that curve too
Oh,
high and
definitely
has missed out on DRS on the backstretch now. So now Epic Brothers can breathe a little bit easy, but Jin cannot do that because Hushrav in just the first sector alone has caught up 6 tenths to him.
So now Noobshan trying to make a move on Azun. DRS open. He should get this done comfortably. Azun moves to the inside line. Noobshan goes on the outside, gets it done comfortably before the braking zone.
And look at there's a 3-car battle behind between Aston Martin of Redstone, Abi in the Alpha Tauri and Utkarsh in the Williams. Let's see if Abi can get a good exit out of the final after the chicane there. Azun is coming back at Noobshan meanwhile, and that is exactly what happened last night as well. Azun and Noobshan going side by side, and Noobshan has the inside line. Azun tries to go round the outside and makes the move stick. What a brilliant battle this is turning out to be. And Azun...
Meanwhile, Abi is got in a position on Redstone, but he loses out. Somehow has a bad exit.
But he does go around the outside of Redstone, so I think he might still have the position. And Redstone has to settle for P8, so it's a better the D2 drivers here. And I bet Vintage Player you want to get in on the action as well. Look at Utkarsh trying to go around the outside, and he's done that. And Redstone top is crashed out.
Redstone.
I just saw that it could be another safety car here, and there it is. It is a safety car, and Utkarsh has cut the pit lane massively. But he's in the pits, but I'm not sure why he's in the pits because, oh yeah, he can go to the end on the softs.
So now it's very interesting because you can actually finish the race on softs with a pretty good enough wear. So whoever does that will be pretty fast compared to the others right now.
Absolutely, but Redstone Dub just trying to push a little bit too much. He was trying to keep that position on Utkarsh, and Utkarsh...
That's Redstone for you, Malav. Trigger happy.
Right, and probably
I've never
just
seen
got...
him on the hard tires finish a race. He always is too trigger happy on those hard.
So I'm not sure what it is about hard tires and him, but this neutralizes the race once again. Well, I say neutralize, but Hershey in the comments had mentioned that there will be 2 DNFs, and we have had those 2 DNFs now. So
Hershey, you're gonna win a 5-star from our side for predicting it well.
Getting it predicted, but now you have to hope that no one else crashes out, because you know if someone else crashes out now, that means we'll have to take back that 5-star from you. And when we mean stars and not a chocolate named 5-star. Let's see what happens here. I think there is a likelihood, because the field is so close to each other, there is a likelihood someone might stay out. I want to see who that is, but I can't say
that Epic will stay out because he's in a position that Lewis was in Abu Dhabi. He is in a position where if he loses track position, he loses a lot. I think Jin is in a good position to try a soft tire strategy, put some pressure on the others. Let's see what happens.
So
Epic
stays
is out, Jin is confused.
Both of them stay out.
Goes in.
And VFix is in as well.
VFix goes in.
Let's see what Noobshan does.
Too. All of them do.
Abi is in, and Utkarsh should be in. No, Utkarsh has already pitted for a set of softs. Right, so the top 2 stay out, and yeah, let's see what. So Jin does not come in, so that means he does not want to serve that 5-second penalty, which would have cost him a few positions anyway. So he wants to take it to the checkered flag and probably try to get it removed. VFix and Hushrav not losing any positions because of that, because everyone behind them also pitted. And now, what a challenge they will mount on Jin and Epic Brothers for the next 8 to 9 laps.
Yeah. I mean, I was in a pretty similar position as Jin last night. I didn't know if I should pit or not. I dummied myself last night on the final section of the race. Pretty tricky actually.
Right, yeah, you were in that same position and you did stay out. I caught that on the stream as well, that dummy which you pulled into the pits. So
actually, you know what the real story is? I actually wanted to pit and I decided just on the penultimate corner. But when I entered the pits, I cut the line. And I remember clarifying with you that if I go into the pits, it'll be penalized. So, and I knew I was on the stream, so I just got out.
That is some real smart thinking there. And can the safety car be in this lap? Because the field has bunched up already, which gives the race control plenty of time to decide that the safety car can come in at the end of this lap. Let's see if that actually happens.
I think that in this game they've coded it to have at least 2 laps under the safety. Yeah, it does go in, so I think this was the second lap. So safety car will be in this lap, and Epic and Jin will be under huge pressure from Hushrav and VFix tonight. They are the fastest, one of the fastest drivers in the league, and with the freshest tires, with the softer tires, they should be a force to reckon with. I think now if we had to call the podium positions, I think Hushrav and VFix are a given if things stay like this, that they would go on the podium, because the soft tires have a massive advantage over medium tires which are 9 laps old. And Hushrav already making a move on Jin at the safety car restart. He gets it done cleanly. Now next is Epic.
Down the inside goes Hushrav, and he has already overtaken first of the 2 soft runners, medium runners. And can he get another one? He's trying to go down the inside of Epic Brothers, and Hushrav has made that move stick. Let's see what VFix can do. He has his brother in Jin, and Jin pushes him to the edge of the track. That's perfectly legal, but VFix will have brilliant traction out of that corner. He has Azun behind him, who's just doing his own thing. So Azun, I think, is the Abhi of Division 1. He just never gets involved with anyone else. Let's see if Jin can get Epic Brothers.
I think that if VFix has to get ahead of both of them, he has to do it before the DRS is enabled. Otherwise, he'll be stuck in the DRS chain.
He will be. I think Hushrav will be streaking away, but then because Jin won't be able to get Epic Brothers, that's where it will be problematic for VFix, and he really wants to finish this race, this season rather, with a race win. So the more Hushrav gets some time alone out in front, the more it is difficult for VFix to challenge him for a race win. Through the hotel section they go, and VFX has to stay behind. But look at that, Utkarsh trying a move on Noobshan and almost pulling it off. So Hushrav likes to turn the track. Oh, look at that, VFX and Jin going side by side. This does not end in well, and they're still going side by side through the last corner, and it is... Oh, look at that!
Oh my god!
How?
I think VFX was out of the track. He was trying to come back into the track, and
it's a safety car, you know. None of them have DNF.
None of them. Yes.
But it is a safety car. Wow. And so none of them have wings.
Yes.
None of them have any front wing. Wow, that would be a very, very angry household later tonight, I tell you, Sachin. What was that? Both of them not willing to give each other more than an inch of space. And VFX is lucky here. I'm not sure who was at fault. There's no way I could have known. But there's only 8 runners, so as long as as long as he finishes the race, he'll be fine. That was very, very scary to see. And look at both of them at the end of the grid, at the bottom of the field now. Once again, they will have to battle for the pit stops, and Jin will have to serve his 5-second time penalty. So that will be under the safety car.
Do they report each other on D1?
Yes, they absolutely do. You bet they do. So this is probably something we'll have to look at. I hope. I don't even know anymore. But yes, safety car. Look at the safety car waiting for the leader in the first sector, and it will be a long, long way before Hushrav catches them. But important for Hushrav to make that move early on Epic Brothers. Now he can just rest
but
easy.
I think Epic has to pit now. I mean, if he doesn't, he's just going to tumble down the order after the restart.
Let's see what he does. Let's see if he has learned from the same mistake Redstone did, and Epic Brothers is not learned from it and is staying out and wants to finish the race on this set of tires. Alright, so VFX is in, Jin will be in as well. There'll be a front wing change. There won't be a battle of pit stop of any kind. There's a huge gap between the two of them, and Jin has to serve his 5 seconds, so that will not help at all. And wow, more drama. Who knew, Sachin, that we could have 10 drivers and we could have 3 safety cars?
I think this is more than the safety cars we had on D2 yesterday with 16 drivers.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. And Hershey, your prediction is still correct, because none of them DNF'd despite their best attempts to take each other out. Both of them are still up and running, and you know what, knowing Jin and VFX, they might still battle for it once again.
But I think Hershey has predicted 3 DNFs. He says one more to go.
Oh no, he said that no. So he said that after Quick Killer DNF'd. So he predicted 2, and then he said that after Quick Killer crashed out, that okay, 1 is done, and then 1 more crash out DNF to go. But either ways, these 2 are a long way off, and let's hope they can catch up to the pack at the end or before the end of this lap, so that we can get some racing action.
So let's refresh now. Who do you think will be on the podium now? It's a 5-lap sprint.
Well, Hushrev definitely is. Yes. And I think VFix still has a chance. You know, he's very, very quick. As long as he can overtake Utkarsh and Abhi the first couple of laps.
Noobstown stands in between with his defense.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, so that's the only worry I think VFix has at this point. Noobshan with his legendary defense might be a thorn in the side, and he's battling for a podium right now himself, Noobshan. So that will be extra motivation for him. Because Epic Brothers has a penalty, that means Noobshan and Azun definitely is in a podium position anyway, but Noobshan is also in contention, especially because Epic is on the mediums. So don't count out Noobshan just yet, and safety car is in this lap, and this time it is Hushrav who's going to lead the safety car restart, and let's see when he finally decides to board. He has to give some time to the safety car to come into the pits, and
VFX has to get Abhi and Utkarsh at least in the next lap to have any chance to challenge for the podium.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. Utkarsh has waited and waited and waited into the final corner, and I think
Azun gets an amazing start. He almost, but he has to back up.
Look at Noobshan, but look at Noobshan going side by side with Azun, and he might just overtake Azun. Yes, he has. And look at VFX has already gotten past Abhi, but Azun losing 1 more position to Utkarsh, and he's losing another one to VFX. It's a terrible restart from Azun, and has lost another one to Jin. What happened to Azun losing 4 places off the restart there?
I think he didn't warm up his tires, or he was being too safe, and VFX and Jin almost collided again.
Yeah, they're going side by side through the hairpin section once again. Jin diving down the inside of VFX, and look at that, the sheer determination to get one up on your brother. Let's see if VFX this time gets a little bit distant slipstream from Utkarsh. He has the inside line, which is favorable, and Jin just tries to hang it around the outside. Is late on the brakes. Up ahead, Noobshan is on the back of Epic Brothers, and Epic Brothers getting another time penalty. That will not help at all. Jin is slightly under threat, but I think he's fine. He did not have the best of the exit. Look at Azun trying to go down the inside of VFX, but stays in P7. Wow, this has been a hectic restart, and all's calm in Hushrav's world, as he already has a 1.5 second gap on Epic Brothers.
All this is playing to an advantage of Epic, because VFX, who's the really quick driver among these guys, is not being able to get close because of Jin. These 2 brothers are just sabotaging each other's race.
Yeah, and VFX has to last in this race just for 2 more laps or 3 more laps, and after that he will be classified as a finisher. That's all he needs to do. Does not need to get into any sort of trouble. And look at Utkarsh sliding around through the final corner, but still giving everything he can and trying to overtake Noobshan here. Utkarsh has a time penalty himself. Epic Brothers, mind you, has a 6-second time penalty now, so that is something to look out for, and that is something which will cost him heavily. He might even tumble down to P8 if the gap which we see right now is the gap which we have towards the end of the race.
He will finish P8 or P7.
Yeah, because Utkarsh, and let's see what Utkarsh can do right now, because Utkarsh is under attack from Jin right now all the while. Look at Jin closing and closing, and he might go for a move here. It's an Alpha Tauri, not an Aston Martin. Jin has been given enough space on the outside, and he will once again try to late brake, which he does, and through the chicane they go. Epic Brothers has crashed out. I mean, he's still running, but he has crashed out, and he's lost his wing completely. So that promotes Noobshan up into P2, and that promotes Jin up into P3. What is happening in this race? Still, Hershey's prediction stays right. People have tried their best to crash out from the race, but somehow they are still.
I think if both the brothers finish on the podium, things will be a little more calm.
Oh yeah, I want that to happen, because that would be really interesting to see. So Jin has made his way up into podium positions. Hushrav is just enjoying life out in front. Noobshan will have some kind of a breather before Jin tries to catch up to him, and let's see what kind of damage Azun can do here. He had a terrible restart, lost 4 places, but has clawed back a couple of places from there. And let's see how he manages the battle up ahead, which is brewing for a few more corners now between Utkarsh and VFX.
VFX is now hot on the heels of Utkarsh. He should get the move done in this DRS zone. He looks pretty determined to get back to racing with his own brother.
And speaking of which, look at Jin trying to get Noobshan. So probably not, if not on this straight, on the next back straight, Jin could be a real threat on Noobshan. Or is it right now which is happening? I think Jin might just go for it right now. Look at him using his battery and gaining like anything on Noobshan. It's an easy pass.
This will be done pretty easy.
And it's easy for
Jin
him.
Always had good straight line space since the start of the race.
And at the same time, VFix has made his way past Utkarsh as well. Let's see if Noobshan can fight back on Jin. Jin seems to have got a good exit out of the chicane. And even though Noobshan has DRS, I think it's still going to be pretty close. Noobshan is going to dive on the inside. No, he does not. And Utkarsh loses another position. Has he? Yes, he has, to Azun. So Azun up into P5 now.
But I think this battle is done because Jin is with 2 lap old tires and Noobshan is almost in the midlife of the soft. So I don't think he'll be able to get him.
Yeah, so Jin probably is solidifying his P2 right now, and that is a great end to the season for him.
Watch out for another battle as Abhi seems a little racy right now, trying to get Utkarsh.
Yeah, and Utkarsh seems to be struggling as well right now. So Abhi might be catching him at a rate of knots. And Abhi is already in DRS. And remember, Utkarsh has a time penalty, Abhi doesn't. So no matter if Abhi, even if he's not able to overtake Utkarsh here on track, at the checkered flag, Abhi will finish P6.
But I think I want him to go for this move. Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
Abhi,
and Noobshan
go for it.
is coming back while we said that probably his tire age will not help him. But look at him go on the back of Jin, and he has to go to the right, and look at VFX all the while gaining on him, and VFX has probably made it stuck.
Careful. I think Jin should get Noobshan now. I think VFX. Okay.
He did not get a good exit out of that. Had a moment with his car, and Noobshan is when he was to the left. Jin is trying his utmost to stay in front and has to probably yield. Is still going for it, and I think there is something really going to bad happen here as Jin still stays out in front. Wow,
Azun
what
taking
a
advantage
battle.
of all this and getting a double overtake on them. No, just stays ahead. But this is not looking
What
good.
happened to VFX and all that? VFX lost a position. Yeah, VFX lost a position. I was trying to switch to Azun, but instead switched to Utkarsh for a moment. And
So there
what
go
a
all my
battle!
hopes of the household calming down. The household is just erupted again.
And Utkarsh gets another time penalty in the process, and Abhi is just closing him lap after lap. It's actually sector after sector, and it will be a good race from Abhi for sure. Battling the likes of Utkarsh is not easy, and I think he kept VFX behind for a lap or two as well. So that's really impressive pace from Abhi.
I think both of them are pretty equal on ERS now. It should be an interesting battle, but Abhi is just out of the DRS zone, or is he?
First we'll watch this battle between Azun and Jin. Let's see if Azun can actually get Jin here. He's closing, but probably not enough. He doesn't have a lot of battery to play with either, as everybody sets the fastest lap of the race. Azun!
Oh my god! Oh, that ended well.
What is happening? I know it's the last race, but they are racing as if it's the last race of their lives, and
These
all
are
that.
the unranked lobby versions of these drivers.
And in all that, I moved away from it. I wanted to see where VFX was because there was no
Abhi
way.
is almost making a move on Utkarsh. Utkarsh is out of ERS.
Yeah, he is, but Abhi has to stay behind. He has to be patient. There's still a final lap coming up, and Utkarsh will not have DRS on anyone. But you know what? Who will have DRS? It's VFX on Jin. The last lap of the race. We have not even mentioned Hushrav since like half an hour, and we have not mentioned Noobshan in the past 3 laps. But what a battle in midfield we are having, and what a battle for the podium position we are having, because VFX is on the back of Jin, and you can bet Jin will do everything in his power to keep his younger brother behind. Hushraf has started the final lap of the race, so has Nushan, and so have this battle right now as VFX tries to I don't know what he's doing. He's just trying to unsettle Jin here. It gets very close at the apex of the first turn. And let's ride on board with Azun for the rest of the lap and see what these brothers are up to.
I think
Utkarsh is retired. Utkarsh has crashed out, so that is 3 DNFs, but he will still score points because it's on the last lap. 90% of race distance has been covered. But here goes VFX now. Should have some battery to his disposal. I think VFX will have
Both
this one.
Both of them are pretty equal on battery now.
And they are equal on battery, so Jin might just stay out in front. Does he? He's moving across. And I think VFX has stays behind. That's probably the smart thing to do, because if he gets a good traction out of this corner, which he has, Jin will be under real.
He has it in the bag. VFX will get him.
Oh
my god! He just.
What is going on here?
Did that on purpose?
I mean, I want to say yes, because there was plenty of room to VFX's right. There was no need for that contact.
Yeah, that was revenge at its best.
I'm not sure what's going on there. But either ways, it is Azun who might also get Jin here. But we'll have to wait for Hushraf, who's just running out the final corner. He ends the season 6 with a win here, if he decides to cross the line.
On the finish line.
Yes, it does. And Noobshan finishing in P2. That's a great result for him. VFX, after a whole lot of battles, finishes on the podium. Jin in P4. Azun right tucked in behind him in P5. Abhi, that's a good, decent result for him in P6. And Epic Brothers has still some way to go. But he was in race winning position at some parts of the race, but probably a bad strategy and then losing his car somewhere has resulted.
So this is what happens. I mean, this is what Redstone did wrong. This is what Epic did wrong. They stayed on the older, harder tires, and in the pressure accelerate faster than the other drivers and just have a spin.
Absolutely. So that's the end of the race. The qualifying for Jeddah has already started, so we don't have a lot of time.
Just done in time.
Yeah, so Vintage, if you can quickly invite Hushraf, Noobshan and VFX in the lobby, we'll have a quick chat with them and then we'll let these people go, because...
You have to invite VFX. For some reason I can't get his invites.
Alright, I'll invite VFX, absolutely no problem. And it's just a red flag in Jeddah. So something has happened. I'm sure someone crashed out, and that's... So that's the result in front of you. Hushraf, Noobshan and VFX on the podium. Jin, Azun and Abhi behind them. Epic Brothers, disappointing result for him. He could have won the race, but he is in P7. Does have the fastest lap though. Utkarsh in P8. Redstone Dub and Quick Killer did not finish. Well, Utkarsh did not finish either, but then he did complete more than 90% of the race, so he will get some points for all his efforts. And that is the end of Season 6 of Indian Racing League. We had the Division 2 season finale last night at the same track, and we had one tonight for Division 1. So let's have a quick chat with the likes of Hushraf, Noobshan and VFX, and let me see what happened with Alright, so let me get VFX. Utkarsh, are you here? Utkarsh, can you hear me? All right, Utkarsh is here. Utkarsh, I hope you can hear me.
Sorry, my mic was on mute. Yes, I can hear you.
All right, great. Let me just quickly see if VFix can join us, but I think for some reason I'm not able to invite VFix. Can you try, Hushraf? I know Noobshan is not joining.
I will try. Just give me a sec. Alright, I've sent him an invite.
Alright, let's see if he can join. Meanwhile, we'll start with you, Hushraf. What a race! Did you expect 3 safety cars for a race which had, or was it 4? Or was it something which you did not expect with just 10 people in the lobby?
Yeah, I don't know. It was a bit weird, but I think I'm happy with how the race turned out. I feel like regardless of the safety cars, I would have had it covered regardless. The pace was good today. I was feeling confident in the setup, so I knew when I could push. Even at the start of the race, when I was behind Epic, obviously I was just tire conserving because I wanted to go onto the softs if there was no safety car. So I was just driving at my own pace, nice and slow, and then Epic just forced him into a mistake, and then on it was cruise control. I guess the only hiccup was me having to go onto that hard in the middle because I really didn't want to do 18 laps on those hards. So I just decided, I'm like, there's 9 people anyways, might as well just stop and get the hard tire out of the way. So yeah, I put on the hards, then I think it was onto the mediums, had a few good moves, and then I think Jin and Epic already had penalties ahead of me, so I didn't even need to pass them at that point.
Yeah, but you did. Just take us through that safety car restart. You got both of them in one sector alone, and that was some really good driving.
What happened was basically, I think those two were the only two on the mediums, and then VFix was behind me on softs, and I just wanted to put as many cars between myself and VFix as soon as I possibly could. So I set Jin up. I realized Jin touched the curb just at that last corner, and that inside curb really unsettles you on traction if you hit it too hard. So the second I saw him hit that curb, I set up a nice wide exit and just got him straight away the second we crossed the finish line, I think. And then I just had to finish the move off and under braking, and then Epic lost it on traction, turn 1 again, so he had to lose rear end. So I set him up through the end of the first sector, and then just outbroke him into that chicane. So obviously, I guess the moves do look impressive, but I don't want to flatter myself because I did have a significant tire advantage. So
yes,
nonetheless, that did make it simple.
Indeed, but it was a great race from you nonetheless, and a great end to the season. You end the season with 2 wins. And let's hope you come out even stronger for season 7 if you are participating. But for everyone who's watching, so VFX and Noobshan will not be able to join the interview. I think I'll not keep you long as well. Of the qualifying for Jeddah, it's already underway after a brief red flag.
I've been watching it side by side.
All right, great. Kudos to you and good luck for the next season. But that's it for.
Thank you so much, Mala, for comms.
Absolutely, my pleasure it has been, and thank you for Vintage who had to leave as well. But yeah, thank you for stepping in at the last minute for doing commentary on this season finale. So, what everyone who is watching, enjoy your Jeddah quali. We'll see you sometime in the future, but we do have a race in China for the reserve division tomorrow, so do tune in to that as well at 9 PM IST. This is You Can Beat Me signing off for some considerable while, and we'll see you around. Goodbye and take care.